Great evening, great evening, great evening. Welcome to Gravity Talks. Woo!
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hi, everyone.
What's up? I'm your host, Vicki Yelverton, the proud CEO of Yelverton's Enrichment Services, where we've been providing services to the community for over 15 years, specializing in mental health as well as physical health. And I'm also an aspiring social worker. I'm getting my master's in social work with North Carolina Central University. Woohoo! Eagle Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. I'm also your host, Natasha Lewis. I am the pastor of Temple of Deliverance Church located in the lovely, great, big, huge city of Henderson, North Carolina. And I'm also a mental health worker. And I'm also an entrepreneur doing a lot of great things in our community. Excited about this panel that we have today.
Yes. So
Hey.
tonight we are specializing in mental health, Gravity Talks in the barbershop. So we have some barbers with us tonight that's going to let us into the shop, because some of us females don't get to get in the shop and get to
You're right. I've nenever been in the shop.
We ain't never been in the shop. Oh, I've been in the shop, but they don't be talking around me. It's like a bro code or something. But tonight we get to be in the shop. The guys are going to let loose a little bit and share some nuggets on some things. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let our guests introduce themselves. So Mr. Tony, tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tony Burgess. I'm a barber at Pro Barber Mobile Studios up on the north side of Raleigh. Been a barber for like 20 years, and I'm also an entrepreneur.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Mr. Kevin, tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hey, everyone. I'm Kevin Jones, always known as Big Kev the Barber. I'm a master barber at Wooten's Barbershop. Been cutting hair for the last 20 years, and I'm honored to be on the show.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Big Kev.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Mr. Reggie, tell the people a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Hey, everyone. My name is Reggie Winston, straight out of Zebulon, North Carolina. I'm a barbershop owner in Raleigh of the Barbershop. Got another barbershop coming in Wake Forest. I'm a YouTuber. What I do is make other barbers better. And shout out to Big Kel for being a big uncle or big brother in this industry.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Okay, so y'all doing big things. All y'all heard the common thread of entrepreneur in there and multiple shops and 20 plus years. So y'all been in the game a minute.
Yes. So
that means y'all not messing up nobody's edge yet.
Not now. Maybe 20 years ago, but not now.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna get to that could impact somebody's mental health.
It really could.
The purpose of tonight's show is Gravity Talk focuses on mental wellness, mental health, and destigmatizing mental health. And one of the key threads that, we've been doing these shows since May, it's always some type of common denominator in all aspects of life. And so tonight we want to tune in on the barbershop, because we believe that as barbers, you all act as surrogate fathers, uncles, cousins, therapists, and
Exactly.
we want to talk about that, because I'm sure a lot goes on in the shop and a lot goes on in your chair. You come in real kind of one-on-one in contact with people. And so we want to kind of share, again, what types of scenarios have you experienced as a barber? So the first question is just kind of let the people know again a little bit about mental wellness. And again, you don't have to be a professional at mental health. I think the key is people hear the word mental health and they automatically freeze up and think that there's a major stigma with that. And there shouldn't be. Mental health is just like physical health. The same way you go work out at the gym, the same way you go walk the trail, bike ride, swim, lift weights, is the same way you need to do certain things to exercise your mind and your mental wellness, your emotional well-being, so that you can remain as well as possible. Okay.
Exactly.
So if you don't mind, Kev, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little bit about what interaction or understanding you have about mental health in your own words.
In my own words, mental health, it plays a big part in life because I think everyday interaction is mental health, because you don't know who you're going to come in contact with. And you don't know the things you can say that may change someone's vibe for that day. When they first come in the barbershop, you don't know what they're dealing with. So, the way you greet them, the things you say to them may change the way they think. So I think me interacting with mental health on a daily basis, everywhere I go, I'm dealing with parts of mental health.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Mr. Reggie, what are your thoughts about mental health?
I truly feel like I'm blessed to be in a position where I could positively affect someone aspect on their entire day or their week just by an hour spent with them. Like Kev said, just the way you greet them or say hello to them when they walk into your business, or just that one-on-one conversation, having them to open up. Kev would tell you and Tony would tell you, man, we got so many different interactions in the chair. You got some people that come in loud and happy to talk. You have those people who are really kind of, just really tight with, tight lip, I guess would be something to say, or for lack of better words. But it's important that we understand what we're dealing with and make sure that we're in a good place when we're serving people, because that's what we sign up to do. So mental health is a huge thing.
That's a good point. And I think we're going to talk about that in a moment, making sure you are in a good place before you give it a cut on somebody's head, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's see, Mr. Tony, tell the people a little bit about what your thoughts are about mental health.
Yes, I would say behavior is a big thing. Trying to stay positive. It's like the guy said, a lot of people come in the barbershop with a lot of things on their mind. You don't know what people are dealing with. So I think it's important for us to be professional barbers to, pretty much to try to uplift these guys and giving them some good words of encouragement, staying positive. I mean, it's a lot going on, especially now, with the pandemic. It affected so many people. So behavior, staying positive, and try to always cheer people up.
That's right.
Okay. Now, I saw Natasha put a finger up, so I know what that means. What you got, Todd?
So I was going to say, and I've been trying to be quiet. I really have. But so what I was going to ask, because everybody's saying the same thing. Were you guys prepared coming out, going into the barbershop to cut hair? Were you guys prepared to deal with behaviors, to deal with, you don't know how the person's going to react? I mean, I know they show you how to cut hair and all that stuff, but how did you know, and what was that point of getting you there?
Is that even in this class when y'all when y'all go to barber school?
No.
Yeah.
On the job training.
Wow.
On the job training. When you're in barber school, they teach you the basics. They don't even teach you how to cut our hair, first of all.
Yeah.
So everything is on the job training. When you get in that barbershop, you make adjustments. You can make mistakes in school. You get in that barbershop. Yeah, mental health is getting ready to show up in a minute.
So question, what is it about? Is it something about the first chair or is it the last chair? Where did the new barber sit? People avoid that chair. They'd be like, no.
I mean, what you think? What y'all guys think? I mean, me personally, I think they always say the first chair, but in our shop, Wayne is the first chair. So come on now. So and then they say the last chair. Well, I was the last chair.
Yeah, I was the last chair too.
Right. So I just think that's an old myth. I think you'll see when you get out the chair. You'll see.
That's right. I would say I wanted to add to you know, when I was in school myself, I mean, I think you can clearly see. You said, do you grow this? But I think looking at Reggie and looking at Big Kev, I think a couple of people when you was in school, I think people can spot that light on you. And they just had that gift on them. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
I see that a lot. You can pretty much see the successful guys already in school, pretty much already in there.
That's true.
But like Natasha said, that's a great point because the craft is one thing to be able to fit and blend and all that. Because you know, I know a little something. You know, I'm enough to be.
Okay.
But the mental part of it, the emotional part, because y'all have seen a lot and dealt with a lot, I'm sure. So, like Natasha said, they don't even teach y'all that in school. There should be some type of psychology class or something.
The emotional part is the fear. Because, you know, I tell you something about myself. When I was in barber school, my fear was eyebrows. So, I'm not going to call this guy name, but we was in barber school, and you know, I can cut and I can do all this good stuff, and I was like, man, these eyebrows, I'm kind of nervous because that's the softest tissue on your face, and you got a razor going against the, you know, the opposite of the grain of the hair. So I was like, man, I don't want to mess with nobody's eyebrows. And Wayne was like, look, you can do it. Just stretch it and pull away. I said, okay. Well, we had a guy in school. As he's doing the girl eyebrows, he's cutting her nose at the same time.
Oh, Lord.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, my goodness. You know, I got to deal with that. So once I got over the fear, so that was a mental health part for me, too. You know,
wow.
Nose and the eyebrows at the same time. That's a little tough.
Yeah.
Once I got over it, you know, it's easy now. But
well, how did she act when her nose got cut?
Well, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
I know you were the witness. Though.
She got up and started cussing and going off in the barber school. That's what she did. And she didn't want to pay her $3, but
did they charge you the $3?
That's the barber school prices. For the haircut was like $6. And the eyebrows like $3, I believe. Right, Reggie? One to $3?
Yeah, it was cheap.
Yeah. So she was tripping, going off. And
but when you go to barber school, you already waive your right for anything. You just go in and you already know you're working with some students. So it is.
But in the barbershop, you don't waive no right. That's how you end up getting knocked down if you ain't straight.
He said knocked down. Good night.
So that's just not a movies thing. That's a real life thing. You
good. Trust me, it's for real. You ask these brothers, they'll tell you. It's for real.
Absolutely.
It's for real.
Reggie, for real. Reggie,
For real. Yes.
So you got hit before?
No. I dodged it.
Okay.
So no, I've never been with anybody in the barbershop.
Look at the dynamics of the mental health. You got to deal with fear, not just for cutting somebody and messing them up, but also you might end up in confrontation with other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
oh, exactly. Wow. That's deep.
And we're only talking about customer interactions. You also got to think about your coworkers.
Exactly.
I was about to say, what about the coworkers?
So do y'all get along as guys? Because you know that it's kind of put out there that girls, we kind of go back and forth, and we got drama. Do y'all have drama? Because y'all be talking until we walk in there. I just want to bring that up. Come on, Claire. You know you want to say something.
Yeah, I will. Well, I think personally, I don't want to be doing all talking, but I think personally, it's a maturity thing. Yeah. The one thing me and Wayne always established, and we've been like this for the last 16 years, respect. We respect one another. I can agree to disagree. I don't agree with everything he says. He don't agree with everything I says, but we respect one another. And that's the problem in barbershops. A lot of brothers don't respect, their fellow barber. A prime example of, for instance, and I know you guys know about this. If the barber doesn't respect the other barber, the barber can go to get lunch or something, and his client to come in and be like, "Oh, is Kev?" And he be like, "Nah, I ain't seen Kev today." Right. Come back, and you're like, "Hey, what you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, I didn't know you was coming in. You just saw me." So stuff like that. Thank God I never had to deal with anything like that. But that's the issue. You got to respect one another.
That's cold.
That's true.
Cold blooded.
It's right next door, like 6 feet away, right? Like,
Right.
wow.
So okay, so like just hearing it, let's go back a little bit because I know we want to know what made you become a barber. Let's see.
I already worked my dream job. So
okay, Reggie, what'd you say, Reg?
I said I had already worked my dream job, and it became something I thought I wanted, but not what I really should. It wasn't made for my life. One of my best friends at the time was a barber. Shout out to Chris Short. And Chris Short was like, man, you should become a barber, Reg. You got the attitude, the personality, the drive. I can teach you how to cut hair, but you already got the intangibles already. So my goddaughter was born, and I was like, yeah, I got to jump in. You know, I need to do this because I want to be a great husband and a great father. And I knew I needed to be able to have time and some money to do those things. And I was working third shift at the time. So I was like, yeah, we try this barber thing. I'm going to jump in. And I fell in love with it.
So what was your dream job?
U.S. Food Service.
Okay.
Yes. I wanted to be an order selector. I grew up, I didn't have a lot. But I had a cousin, he had a Lexus with rims on it and a pretty girlfriend. And that's where he worked at. And I was like, that's why I want to work at. That's all I saw for myself, honestly. But I got the job, and it helped me establish a lot of things. Bought a house with that job. Bought, I paid my way through barber school with the job. I did a lot with the money from that job. So I'm thankful for it.
So have you grown to love it?
Yeah, absolutely. I fell in love with it right away. I went from a job working with the same grumpy old people every day who that was a dead end for them to getting out and meeting new people all the time and doing things to make people smile and change people's lives. So it was really, really easy to fall in love with.
So how do you feel like that, making that transition has helped you with your mental health? You just said working with grumpy old people all day. So
right, yeah. It's helped a lot because once you surround yourself around people and you're around them a lot, you start to think like them and act like them. Not saying anything bad with those guys there, but it was some guys that I worked with that had high aspirations, and they turned me on to so much, to some good books actually that helped, just expand my vision for my own life. And once I got a taste of what working during the day like and meeting new customers, it made my day. And like I can see so much purpose in what I do every day now. So yeah, it's made my life much better mentally.
That's awesome. How about you, Mr. Tony? What made you decide to become a barber?
Well, I got a kind of funny. My family member, I was real young. I remember getting my hair cut by him, and had a little, alcoholic drink, and I was real young, and so my head was like all skipped up. So I go to school the next day, and I got clowned out, and I was really young. I was probably about 15 years old. So I come back home, try to fix my haircut up. And I actually did a pretty good job at a young age, and that right there alone kind of inspired me to start doing it. And I just caught a love for it at a real young age, and I just kept with it, experience, and I enjoyed just being around people and cutting people hair, making people smile.
Right.
That's what's up. You got jacked up, but it led you.
I got jacked up. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
I would ask to see a picture, but I ain't gonna do it.
I think everybody had a haircut like that, Tom.
Yeah.
But
I
so
that.
have you guys had like a bad haircut?
Oh
like
yeah.
You did cut somebody's hair.
Yeah.
But what? Yeah. So what? But what made Kev want to be a barber?
Oh, well, similar to the other guys. When I was like 7, 8 years old, I used to go. When I was in New Jersey, I used to go to the barbershops and just hang out and cut and sweep the hair up in the barbershop. And I would get my hair cut, and then I would come home, probably about a day or two later, and I'll be in the mirror with my dad's little shavers trying to keep it fresh, So So, and he had to take me back to the barbershop and get my hair fixed, and I messed it up again. And so, and then fast forward to around age 14. Once again, I went to the barbershop down home, and he tore my head up, and I said, I can do this. And I just started practicing, and then my brother became my first client, and I started practicing. And ever since around 15 years old, that's all I had a desire to do. When I was getting ready to graduate, I considered college and all this good stuff. And my counselor was like, what do you love to do? I said, well, I love to cut hair. She said, is that your passion? I said, yes. I like to talk and I love to cut hair. She said, well, I'm going to give you 3 barber schools you need to apply for. So, and after a year, I came to Raleigh. That was it. And I love what I do. It's my sense of freedom. And, that's what I love to do. I love to make people smile and look good.
So does that definitely help with your mental health, knowing that you can help people?
Exactly. It's my release, whether I'm connecting somebody with something, helping them with something, cutting their hair. I love the transformation of things. I love to see things come together. So I look at your hair when you sit in my chair, I already know I'm getting ready to kill this. I can look at it like, okay, you come in looking this way, but you're going to leave out this way. So that's my release. So that's part of mental health for me, from transforming one thing to the other.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with that, because I'm going to tell you, I've seen them come out of the bar. I'm like, who are you? Wait, what happened to the other person? Like, y'all wash them up and everything. Just clean them real good.
They get the works done. They come in
right. Work. I'm like, I don't know why you was in there that long. It's almost, y'all do a makeover just with hair.
Yeah,
exactly.
They looking warm, that's for sure, but they leave out fresh.
Are you guys do you guys become visionaries for how you think somebody's supposed to look, or do you let guys kind of tell you what they want?
I would say both. I mean, both.
Yeah,
I mean,
both.
I think, being a good barber, definitely visualizing. I think it really comes with experience and at time. You just grasp it,
Right.
But yeah, both. I like to ask people what they, what they prefer. I mean, can we do something different today?
Right.
It's always good to give them that option.
Right. I always ask, what do your wife or girlfriend like the most? Because guys, I think they'll agree. We can try something new. If we go home and our partner don't like it, we're going back to what they like. So yeah.
A lot of that.
So look, one thing I want to ask y'all real quick, I know it's kind of trending more now, men dealing with hair loss, and they doing the new thing with, I'm going to call it quick weave.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know it's kind of like a self-esteem thing too, because some men don't want to let go and just go ahead and go bald. They want to hold on to whatever they can. And it's going farther back. So have you noticed that has, have y'all performed those services yourselves?
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell that the person that gets it done, that it helps improve their self-esteem?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I haven't had to perform it yet because a lot of my clients are nervous, so they just want to Beijing their scalp to death. So,
Because I was going to ask what that was.
Try to tell them.
It's called Beijing. That's what
Beijing is the color. That's the color.
Mm-hmm.
When they make tip and stuff, right? With the black or the brown.
Yeah.
That's called
Until a nice hot shower hits you, and then it's done.
So y'all don't put it on. They put it on.
Yeah,
we do it too.
We do it as well.
Oh, y'all do it. So do you guys have a longer lasting one, like a professional one, or is it just a universal one that everybody get?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I think we put it on a little bit more precise.
Right.
Okay. I was just curious.
We skip your ears, the back of your neck. We don't make all those places. Because when they put it on, it's all back here.
Running down their neck.
I'm like, are you blind? Like, what are you doing? You blind? You put it on blind.
So I want to ask this, but I'm just going to ask just because you brought it up, Vicky. So did y'all have to go back to school to learn how to do the sew-in?
It ain't a sew-in.
Oh.
Actually, I was able to do one. I did one of those, but actually, it's a new model. What is it called? Toupee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty much you're gonna shave the scalp or the head, and you use a different kind of glue, and you pretty much you glue it on there, and then and you pretty much you style the hair and cut it up pretty much the way they wanted to get it cut. People do it different, but I was able to do one, so I'm actually getting experience with this one guy I'm using. So it's just pretty much it's real hair that people buy, and some of them can be pricey, up to like $300, for the hairpiece. So
How long do it last?
you can wash it. It lasts for a while. I would say a good 3 weeks to a month. I mean, it lasts pretty well. People just take care of their hair.
How much does it cost for you to put it on?
It can range anywhere from like $400 to $500.
For you to put it on?
But pretty much that's how I would do it. I purchase the hair and pretty much have it all in, and do it all. Just like the women come.
That's just like the women.
But you said $400. Okay. So
Yeah.
okay, never mind.
Y'all spend more than that. Women spend more than that. Cut
Yeah,
it out.
$400.
Cut it out.
I don't know.
You
Quick,
get some raise up like $100, $300.
I'm going back to school right now.
Right. The good thing about it, though, you can some customers can get insurance to pay for it because male pattern baldness and different things like that. They can get insurance to pay for it.
And that's what again? Because some people may not know about that. What is that? We're going
male pattern baldness. Yep. Or alopecia.
Yep, alopecia.
Yep.
And the
You got the right insurance, you can get it done.
All right. It's the best way to do it. Try to get them to get the insurance to pay for it, and you can charge whatever you want then.
That's right.
But women can claim it too. I think that's the standard. I ain't never heard women can claim it on their insurance.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of them bald head chicks definitely can claim it.
Right.
Did you have to say it like that? I mean,
I'm sorry. Y'all called the men bald head, so might be a lot of chicks with a little piece up here too.
There's stigma associated with a woman being called bald headed. I'm about to mute your mic, Kev.
he already said it. Now it's too late.
Being honest.
Well, we appreciate your honesty.
Okay.
So you heard it, guys. If there's a possibility, check with your insurance company. You don't have to be bald. You don't have to go bald. And they may very well help to cover it, male and female. That's great information to give us tonight to share with those. And we don't mean it in a laughing matter. It's just the way that Kev said it. That's why we all laugh.
I don't want to offend anybody. I'm sorry.
Flood Kev's timeline on Facebook. But really, guys, so so I know we kind of touched on it, but take us through a day in the life at the barbershop. What's the atmosphere like? What's a good day and what's a bad day at the barbershop?
A good day is when all your homies coming through. Everybody's laughing, joking. It's summertime.
Right.
Your appointment books is flooded. This is pre-COVID.
Right.
Pre-COVID.
Okay.
So, I mean, when you have guys in there that get their haircut at 9 in the morning, but they still there at 6 p.m. Like, we go to lunch together. It's time to close. He helping us close. He's sweeping. He's sweeping the floor. I'm like, okay, I'm glad when he come around. But that's a good Friday when the guys are there. And I remember we used to, grill outside or whatever to have a good time, and men love coming to the shop. And we got, good jokes and, anything goes. I mean, if you can't take a good joke, don't come in here, because that's fun. That's our release, and that's a great day. A sad day, unfortunately, someone passes, something like that. Bad weather, raining real hard, nothing going on. It's quiet. The business is slow. I don't think it's a bad day. It's just more of a slower day. But overall, you get the chance to interact with your brothers and some sisters that come to the barbershop and love to hang out. I can't speak for everyone else, but I know at our shop, it's a family fun environment.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kev, real quick before the other guys answer, how do you start it off? It's kind of like a party, right? Like, who go on the dance floor first? So how do you start the vibe off on that Friday to kind of get it going?
Prime example, somebody come in looking crazy or say something crazy, and we look at them like, I know goodness well you didn't come in here this morning with this. So that's like the lighter fluid. And then now we're just gonna throw that match to you and it's gonna burn all day. It could be anything, basketball game, and oh Lord, don't talk about sports.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Ali and Mike Tyson. That's one of our biggest debates. Could Ali take a punch from Mike Tyson?
Right.
And that's a 3-hour conversation.
That still won't ever get an answer.
Exactly.
So let me ask you this before they answer that. So the guys that come and stay, are they paying customers or they just come to hang out?
Oh no, you got to pay if you get a haircut. You go pay.
I'm saying
mandatory. You can hang out, but you will pay first.
They don't get a discount or hook up for sweeping.
No. It's family. You look out for family. It's business.
I like it. Sweep at your own risk.
Exactly. But they hang around all day long, and I'm pretty sure everybody's shop does the same thing.
Yeah.
Before the COVID, yeah, everybody was pretty much. Yeah, you're pretty much right.
Right.
So what's a good day, Mr. Tony? What's a good day out there at the shop?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, coming in, being positive, being there early for me, and like Big Kev said, pretty much having a full day, and
right.
People come in, we talk about sports. One of the things that's been going on lately with politics, so we have a lot going on. I know people don't like to talk about politics, but we turn into like a joke, and between the barbers, we'll pick at one another. Right. So, I mean, we just and I had to constantly remind myself it's just so fun to come to the shop and just laugh all day. I mean, that's it's a great feeling. I mean, it just make you enjoy being there. Right. But the barbers that's in my barbershop, they are we just pick on one another, we laugh at one another, and we know how far to take it with one another. So we just create this good, positive, laughing atmosphere.
Right.
Okay. Reg, what's up? A good day at the shop.
I'm gonna tell you what a good day for me is. Anytime LeBron James win a basketball game or a title, that's an amazing day. First thing I asked, did you watch the game last night? First thing. Then on a Friday, man, oh my gosh, Fridays it's a day you look forward to. Yeah, I like to play Sir Charles Jones Friday to get everybody's spirits up. TV Zone, everyone in my shop got a nickname. You got to have a nickname at a barbershop. You kind of know what to expect out of people and just kind of anticipate them coming so you can have the jokes ready and lined up. The customers flowing, your chair never stops turning. It's just a great day then, man. Every haircut is A1. You don't cut nobody. Ain't nobody beside you bleeding.
Right.
Your barber's getting along, smiling, helping each other out when help is needed. That's a great day. Friday and Saturdays, like Kel said back in the day, man. There's food, you got the food guy stopping by.
Oh yeah.
Hey, y'all got Big Mike coming to y'all shop, man?
We used to.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Mike brought some turkey legs the other day, man. Oh my gosh. And some banana pudding. That's a good day.
Mike stopped by. Mike, he used to have everything.
Oh my God.
Cutting somebody here.
Mike will make you stop cutting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So what's a not so fun day?
A not so fun day, man, is like Kev said, when someone passes away, or you just have a lot of issues between coworkers, or there was an issue with a bad review. They can hurt. Especially a barber who get a bad review.
Right.
Myself, I pride myself on giving everyone my best. I'm a people pleaser. If I don't please someone, that could kind of ruin my mood. But my guys at my shop and the young ladies at my shop we're quick to hug or dap each other up or put on our favorite song or go grab a bite, some food or whatever, just cheer each other up. So, but that's a bad day. Even our slow days aren't bad because we try to do things to, keep ourselves ahead or learn something new. But bad days, like you said, when someone passes away or we lose something, or when the Cowboys lose, not for myself or everybody else.
Okay. Or when the Steelers win.
Oh man! I'm Steelers support.
So let me ask you this: now, Reggie, were you the guy that cut somebody, or not? Because you brought it up again, and I didn't know.
Oh, you trust me. I wasn't the guy.
Oh, okay.
But
y'all,
I have.
Y'all know the guy though.
We all have. We all have.
In my show, we call it Shark Week because you seem like you do one, you got to do at least another the same week. And it's just it's so scary. Sweat run down your back. You start sweating all over. It's scary.
That's a lot.
Don't get it twisted. Every day is not a good day for us. We have our moments now. I mean, we all have the barbers, but we have our moments. You be looking like.
Right.
Keep turning the mirror. Man, don't worry about it, man. I got you.
Let me try to look at that. See.
Right.
Well, how do you adjust with that? You talk them into it looking good, or
we recover. That's
you got to stop the bleeding first.
But you recover. You got to recover real fast. Like, wow, man, I noticed my face a little higher this time. It's because you messed up down here, so you got to bring it up a little higher to recover. So
you get a free Beijing today.
Right.
Most of the time, they understand though.
Yeah.
They understand that you messed up, and
they'll forgive us.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I would say your personality got a lot to do with it too. Exactly. It's how you handle your response to the situation. I mean, if the customer is already upsetting, you gonna be like, you mad too. I mean, that ain't gonna go too well.
No.
How you mad? You messed me up.
Right.
I have seen that though.
Tony, I got a guy on his wedding day, right on top of his head. I'm talking about and it was his fault. He was moving. He got passionate about some sports, so I'm shaving his head. Oh, I can see the white meat and that thing start leaking. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
On his wedding day, Reggie.
On his wedding day.
And how y'all
fix that?
You got
luckily, like we stopped the bleeding. One of my homeboys, he had some makeup stuff, so he patched it in, made it look all even.
Right.
Man, I was so scared.
That might have warranted other actions. What do you think, Kev?
Look, y'all, look. You know that remind me of.
Look, him and Reggie had a relationship.
Right. and when you know it's your fault. Like I was doing what I was supposed to do.
Right.
He got passionate about sports.
Yeah.
Lost his head.
Yeah.
Exactly. They get excited. They get to moving. I'm like, you can't move. I can move. You have to remain still. You know what I'm saying? No, don't do that. Just stay still.
But look, it's kind of like the Cosby Show when Denise made Theo that shirt, talking about that Gordon Cottrell shirt. Be like, it's a Gordon Cottrell cut, yo. You good? That's the new right now.
Exactly.
They working that in St. Louis.
So I'm going to ask the common question here. First, before I ask this question, Reggie, what's your nickname in the barbershop? I'm just curious to know, since you said everybody got to have a nickname.
Oh man, I don't know. It's whatever they want to call me that day. You got a different relationship with just about every customer. I tell people it's like every customer come in is like a new TV show. Like it kind of restarts. Nothing really carries on throughout the entire day. So,
you beating around
Raw.
this.
I don't know. They call me by my initials, Raw. Reggie Reg, all types of stuff.
Okay, you got a lot.
So, and we know Kev is Big Kev.
Exactly.
And what about
either Kevin or Big Cat. Don't be calling me Big Boy. I don't play that. My name is Kevin or Big Cat. Hey, Big Boy. First of all, I ain't nobody's boy. You call me Kevin or you call me Big Cat. Oh, exactly.
Mental health coming in. That's mental health kicking in right there.
Yeah, right.
I got you. Mr. Tony, what's your nickname?
Well, my original nickname is Boo Boo.
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo. But people have called me that, but I have people that call me different names because I keep some stuff going in the barbershop, especially when it's kind of dry and ain't nobody laughing. So I kind of they call me the instigator, because I pull some out of somebody to keep something going. I have been called the mosquito.
Oh Lord!
I just keep on. You just keep something going on a positive note. You just keep some, people laughing.
Right.
Lord.
So I have to ask this question because I always ask a question for America, and it's not on the list of questions. But how do you all deal with irate mothers when the son eggs up? Get back here.
Sit in the car. That's what we want to tell them, but we can't tell them that. I mean, I'm respectful. What be getting me is some parents be wanting these young boys to have like grown men haircuts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, his head hasn't finished; it's still developing. What are you talking about? And then they want to show you a magazine. Now that boy there is from the Indian tribe.
Right.
Your son, Conquer tribe.
Oh,
So you want me to make him look like that?
Oh Lord. No. Not the magic shop. It ain't the magic shop.
Exactly.
Y'all won't understand. Y'all have to be there to see it. Like they want the most out of a kid.
Yeah.
And then only want to spend $10, $15.
Yeah.
And the kid be screaming, kicking, moving. Oh man. Yeah.
That's why I try to put a price on it, and some people don't want to pay that price, but
Right.
people they're not educated to understand that it takes a lot of time if you want their kid hair to be right and the kid keep moving and and all of that, it could come into a lot of work, I mean, they like Big Cat said, they come in with a picture, but they want you to do that, but like Reggie said, $15, I mean, it might take them a whole hour.
Right.
Guy's head.
Right.
I mean, and that's not cool. So I stick a
We
price.
put the same amount. We put the same amount of energy and probably more time in the kid than we do a regular adult.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he's slobbing all over your cake. You done gave him a lollipop.
Yeah.
He's slobbing on your cake. Now you got to spit your cake out. I'm sweating. He's sweating. It's like, come on, man. I told the kid, I said, man, come on, work with me, man. He looked at me like, no. I was like, okay. That's okay.
I think the best way to deal with them, though, I think the best way to deal with the mothers, though, is be proactive with them. Like, catch them before the kid get in the chair. All right, what is it that you want? Okay, this is going to cost this much, or your son hairline ain't ready for that right there, or this design going to cost extra, or his hair texture is not the same, or he don't sit still, or you got to do this. You got to break them down early, so they you got to lower the expectations. What I'm saying, because at the end of it, you don't want to be arguing about your pricing about edge up that's crooked. So,
and then what you do about the mama that won't happy? You already know how Mama Bear come in there. It's a wrap.
No.
Yeah.
You try to talk to her.
Talk to her.
That's right. That's right.
But still, you still want that money though. I feel like.
I mean, most of the kids I have dealt with, the parents know they're gonna be moving, so they do understand. I mean, it ain't like you got a angel that's sitting there. He just still. So, like you said, I think it's how you talk to him and talk to the parent and definitely just let them know that it's gonna be a little tough. I mean, you can see your kid moving all around and doing all that. So, for the most part, I haven't really dealt with it too much because they know the kid is moving around. It's not going to be easy. So
I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I'm gonna tell you a secret. Sorry, Wayne. That's what we gonna do. You know, you talk about the new person in the shop. That's what you send all the little kids to. Like, oh, I'm booked, but my man there, he can get you done.
Yes, sir. That's the rite of passage.
That's how you see. And now he's building his clientele.
Right. And everybody gonna be
right down.
All them little kids gonna be jacked up in school.
But he can practice in there. He can grow right into it.
I used to do that though. Big Kev. That's exactly what I used to do. Send him to the guy, and he'd be happy to get him. But after about 6 months,
look, now I ain't new no more now.
He gonna be like, you know what? I can't do this.
That's right.
Hey, but one of the things y'all did talk about though with the pandemic, because I want to shift gears and kind of jump on that, because I know y'all said a good day before COVID was XYZ. So now, since COVID, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So what you talk about, Natasha, about COVID?
I really want to know, how did the pandemic affect you guys as barbers? Because I mean, there's the when everything was closed, and then the opening back up piece. So we'll start with Reggie. Reggie, how was it for you as a barber?
It was difficult from the sense of the uncertainty of how I'm gonna pay my bills. One thing I did before we got shut down by the government, by our state, was started reaching out to my landlords and to my, my mortgage lender, just trying to figure out what vehicles or what resources do I have. I will be honest, I started getting scared about this whole COVID thing before we got shut down. And I'm still really nervous about it. I'm still the guy that still show up to the store with a mask on. If I go to someone's home, I got a mask on. I can go to my mom's house, I'm gonna have a mask on, because I understand how big it is and how it could affect someone, not just myself, but my loved ones or people that come and spend money in my barbershop. It was quite difficult though, but when we got shut down, it was a time for me to actually refresh and get out of the day-to-day grind and start to put together things I've been thinking about doing. I took insurance class, passed my insurance exam.
Congratulations.
Really fell in love with photography, launched my photography business. Got to spend some time with my new wife. I got married in January, so we got a lot of one-on-one time, and it was just a time to restart and refresh and know that we were going to get back in there eventually, but just the uncertainty of what was going to look like. Now we're in it. Business hasn't recovered. We're doing a portion of what we used to do.
Exactly.
Luckily, man, I have some stuff and some money in the nest egg to be able to get us through and continue to get us through. But I hope it bounced back soon. We'll see. I know my barbershop, we've been pretty steady with customers, the same customers, and we starting to gain new customers again, but it's still uneasy, I look over, I might see a barber with his mask down while cutting. I'm like, yo, pull the mask up, man, pull it up. Or get new people, you can't, it's a dance. You get a new customer, you like, man, where you coming from? Did you go to Florida? Did you go to this place or whatever? And it's just like, man. It's stressful. It's stressful.
I can imagine, because it's. I mean, I've seen the news where people cut hair in their home, and the end result of that. So I can only imagine, especially when we're looking at the news. How about you, Mr. Tony? How did the pandemic impact you as a barber before and now?
Yeah, like Reggie said, it definitely was. It was a tough time, but it allowed me to think outside the box. To get creative. I've been having some ideas for some years now. Putting some stuff together. That I want to bring forth. So I had to kind of just sit back and kind of analyze this thing because it was tough. Like Reggie said, it was scary because like you said, you don't know who could have it. You don't even know if you had it or not. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you know, it allowed me to it allowed me to open up, you know, an opportunity for myself. Like Reggie said, yeah, I opened up a barbershop, but I'm still working on some things, kinks and stuff through the state board. It's a mobile barbershop. When I came back, so I was able to kind of do that a little bit because it's still things I'm trying to work out with the state board. So it's gonna be a lot that I'm trying to do. But it was a good idea for me. It's going pretty well, but still, you know, the pandemic is that you don't know who got it. I mean, it's a lot to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, good luck with that too, brother. But if you need anything from me, let me know. I'm down to back you on that. I think it's
I
a
appreciate that.
wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Me too, Mr. Tony. I back you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna take a lot. I mean, like I said, the state board. We know how crazy the state board is. So just trying to work out some things. I mean, even with you, Reg, I know with your idea, the barber shop. I mean, it's just so much that you have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, people don't see the things that goes on. But you got to keep your head up and keep at it. You know, just don't give up.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
That's awesome right there. Look at the love that's shown right there. This is love. That's love.
Yeah.
And this is most of our industry, honestly. Like we don't have to work in the same shop to get along and
that's right.
Make the phone call.
That's right.
Because you know, as shop owners, we've all had people come in out our shop and go to another shop, and it's good to be able to call. Hey, Tony. Hey man, such and such came over here, man. What's going on with him? Tony was like, hey, Rachel, man, don't touch that one, man.
That's
Same
right.
with Kev or whatever, you know. We all kind of look out for each other. Like if I can't have a barber, if I can't bring anybody onto my team, I can always call Tony or Kev. Like, hey man, it's a guy looking for a shop. I vouch for him.
That's right.
So yeah, we definitely got a bond. We just be stuck in our bubble sometime throughout day to day cutting the clients. But
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's moments like these where we can plot together.
Is that a common thread with all the barbershops, or are some barbershops in competition with each other?
I think it's always been like the competition with some people, but I think, you know, with different barbers that they don't. I can see clearly with Big Kev and Reggie. I mean, they don't have no threats out here. I mean, these guys got the right personalities. I mean, they do good work. So, I mean, if you know you're doing a good job and good work, good personality, you shouldn't be worried about no one. You know what I'm saying? Your main job is to do a great job. You know, don't worry about all, because it is a lot of, so what they call haters out here. But the people on the panel tonight, they don't worry about those haters.
I praise them.
Kev, what about? Oh, you was gonna ask Kev. I'm bad. My bad.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him about what was the most challenging thing that you think barbers face today.
The most challenging thing I think that barbers face today is, and it's funny because Reg talked about this a couple of years ago. We're not on the same level far as pricing. So if my prices is $20 and up, so you got somebody down the street, okay, well, I can do it for 10. So I think that's the issue when it comes to, well, I can go over here. And I don't think it's that we're doing it. The customers put us in a situation where we're competing at times. But I never look at that because I say, you know, hey, what's for me is for me.
That's right.
You know, I have to, what God got for me is for me. So through it all, it's challenging when you can't be in the same zip code and you guys are charging the same. And somebody will say, well, y'all too high over here, but we're giving you quality work over here. But we got to continue to fix the work that you paid $10 for. So I think that's a challenge at times. And the other challenge is that we have to learn, as barbers, we have to learn how to give ourselves a break. And I think during COVID, that's what I learned. And I think it was something dealing with self-care, like, you know your worth take this time out to regroup, spend some time with the people that's supporting you, that's been there for you. And don't get me wrong, I got a little nervous, but I always knew God was going to provide.
Right.
So I got the same story like the rest of these brothers here, but it allowed me to understand that, set your appointments up, stick to your appointments, stick to your price, stick to your guns. You set your price, they will adjust.
Absolutely.
I love the connection that you guys make with just providing the right level of understanding and being able to adjust to the customers. I think that's so important. You can give somebody a good haircut, but if you can change how they came in there, and even with a nice haircut, they go out with a smile on their face. That could make the determination whether or not they get a job, whether or not they get a new date or anything. That could just change the whole aspect of their lives. And so, you guys really have not just to make sure their hair looks good, but you guys kind of help to get them in the right frame of mind. Like, really definitely do that. And do you think that that's sometimes why guys kind of use you and just stay there all day, almost as a level of escape, just to kind of hang out there and just kind of be there?
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
And some of them don't want to be home. So that's the other thing too. I'm just being honest, They want to
no, and it's probably
refuge. That's their way. That's their relief from home.
Mm-hmm.
And they're at the barbershop, then they possibly may not be getting in any kind of trouble.
And that's the one
who may be retired or something like that.
That's the one sweeping the floor because he ain't trying to go home.
And you notice these things when they come in, you kind of feel like, and you guys kind of just embrace it all.
Right.
Wow. So
we know who's who.
So you guys were impacted by the pandemic, but how were your customers impacted by the pandemic? Like not being able to have that outlet, that place of refuge.
Right. Mm-hmm. At first when we went out, I felt like, I hope I don't make my other brothers mad. I felt like a haircut wasn't a necessity during this pandemic or during the shutdown. I felt like we weren't going anywhere. We're not going on dates, trips, blah, blah, blah. But when I got back, I realized, like Kev said, and Tony will agree, that the barbershop is a place for these guys or women to just release, not worry about anything or have to, be concerned about anything, and they finally get catered to.
Right.
Kev will tell you, Tony will tell you, most of the time someone calling our phone, they want something. They want a haircut, they want some money or whatever. Mm-hmm. They want our time. And when I started thinking about that and the customers I serve, they probably going through the same exact thing. For this 1 hour, I get to ask them, how are you doing today? What's going on in your week? Did you see such and such? Tell me, and I always ask, tell me the top 3 things that happened to you this week. Or what was your top 3 challenges and how did you get over them? And I always ask my customers things like that. Or what are you working on now? So now they finally get an opportunity to talk about themselves and just get catered to. So getting back in, I realized it was much a necessity, not just the haircut, but that mental wellness was the main thing.
So like, and you're right, because I think a lot of people, I think that some guys seemed kind of down, like depressed, because they didn't really want to, sometimes people still had to work. So they might have been doing FaceTime meetings and stuff or Zoom meetings. They were like, they didn't have no clean shave. They were wearing hats. We couldn't see their faces. We like, what's good? And they were like, I ain't been able to get to the barbershop.
And rooms too, remember? Dark, you could barely see their face. And they would have hoodies and ball caps. I'm like,
but they were like, it was a thing, like, but they were like, A, I can't get to the barbershop, or B, it's not safe to go to the barbershop. I don't feel comfortable going to the barbershop. And so, I think that impacted a lot of things. I think though, it's kind of, I feel mixed about it, because even with the salon, some of that is considered self-care. And I know Kev touched on it about self-care. Your appearance has a lot to do with your self-esteem and how you feel emotionally. I can't get my hair done and I ain't got no wig or nothing like that to throw on. It's like, okay, it's not going to be a good day, So our appearance does count, and I'm not saying it looks is everything, but it's also how you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like when guys get up out y'all's chair, like you said, they come in looking one way, but they leave out chest out. You know, you can tell the swag a little different. You know, they walking a little different. You know, because they got that fresh cut. You know what I'm saying? So
it helped me really see during the pandemic how important I was to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it helped me see that. I was like, oh, okay.
you appreciate it.
I mean, when we opened back up, we didn't open up when the governor told us to open up. We waited another 2 weeks. And that first week, man, I heard so many stories. I heard so many, just like you all were saying, I couldn't go to meetings. And then you had the essential workers, you know, some of them had cut all their hair off, or guys who wore beards, now they had a clean face. And, you know, the tip was a little bigger, you know, the appreciation was there, you know. How are you doing, Kev? Let me cash app you some money during this pandemic. I was like, okay, wow. So, you know, to get that and to realize like, wow, they really do care about you, you know. And then there was some who was like, well, I'm doing it myself. You know, if that make you feel better, then that's fine. But we had to consider ourselves during this time.
Yeah, I love that you said a sense of appreciation, because like I think some of the guys shared, Antoine and look like Jazz shared, the barbershop is therapy. And when they weren't able to get to the shop, that sense of community, that sense of fellowship, they lost that. And then also crossing over, you know, y'all are also mentors to a lot of these young guys, you know, and these kids, y'all are like surrogate fathers to them, you know, and like we said, also acting as therapists. And so they didn't have a chance to get that connection. Y'all might have been the only natural support they got as a male role model, you know? So you cut all that out, then what, you know? But one of the questions I wanted to jump back over to Kev right quick is, what are the toughest conversations that you've had with somebody in your chair? You know, somebody that you felt was dealing with, you know, depression, or somebody who was sad or just kind of seemed down on life. Kind of share a little bit with us, you know, about what that was like and how did you help them?
Well, when I saw it, and I was thinking about this. It's kind of hard because I had a few, and to know that someone is dealing with a situation at their home and they don't know who to talk to, and they feel comfortable with talking to me, their barber. And I gave that person good information and good advice. I thought I did. And then when he left, I was like, well, God, did I tell him the right thing? And maybe like a month later, he said, you know what? The situation happened. He called his wife in the home. And she didn't know he was home. And he saw what he saw. He looked and he walked out. He thought about going back and doing something to both of them. So when he came and was talking to me about it in the barbershop, I was like, no, thank God you didn't do it. You know, the best thing for you to do is, now that you know, prepare yourself for the next move. And he was like, so how do you not confront a person about that? I said, well, first of all, the good thing is that you didn't react right then. So if you go back, now you done turned this into premeditated. I said, so, you know, just thank God you saw what you saw. And, you know, I told him, I said, look, you really got to pray about the situation, because it was on him real heavy. So to know that he came back and he was like, man, you and Wayne, y'all got me through this. You know, y'all got me through this. You know, he said he reached out to his pastor, whatever. He said, but to be able to come into this barbershop, and he waited till everybody was gone. And, you know, he and I talked, and he never left the barbershop. And then after everybody was gone, you know, he actually went into it. But to know that me and Wayne was able to give him some good advice, and a month later come back and say, man, you know, I thank God for you brothers. Y'all some strong dudes. I appreciate you. Now I'm doing this. things are going this way, and it's better on him. So and to be out on the road, the kind of work he does, to think about that all day long, it's like it was tough. And I actually, I hurt for him because I was like, wow, just to know you saw what you saw and you didn't do that. So I told him that God was with you in with you in the midst of all that, because you could have went the other way.
Wow.
He walked past his gun and went to his truck and left.
Yeah, that was God right there.
Nothing but God. Yeah. So, Mr. Tony, you've been doing this for how long again? 20?
A little bit over 20 years.
A little bit over 20 years. Have you? What would you say was the most challenging thing for you?
I had a customer that lost a brother and a sister in the same year. So and it was kind of close. Like within a couple of months, his brother committed suicide, and his sister she was killed by her boyfriend. You know, when things like that happen, I mean, it's, you know, I never been through nothing like that. So the best thing that a person could do is listen. You know, listen to the person, be there for that person, because you don't know how the person is taking it. I mean, you know, that's a tough situation to go through. Everything is unexpected. Having a brother commit suicide and couldn't see no signs. I mean, I know that was devastating for the guy. And having his sister murdered. I mean, I would say the biggest thing, you know, that was probably my most challenging time, you know, just to listen to a person. You don't really want to say it's okay because you know it's not okay.
Right.
But just having a, you know, a shoulder just to lean on, that, you know, that the guy just let him just pull himself out, and, you know, you just sit down and listen to that person.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys, really, it's more than just at the barbershop, at the place. You guys you make a real true connection with your customers. And so when you listen, you're not just listening because they're in your chair.
Right.
No. Yeah, because you build a relationship over the years, like Big Phil said. I mean, some of these customers, I've been cutting them, you know, way over 10 years, and you know, and it's like they become your brother, your sister.
Right.
I mean, you see them every week. I got some customers come in like every week, and, you know, every 2 weeks, but you see these people over years, they become like your family, basically. I mean, you know everything about them. They know things about you. So y'all share a lot, you know, and you get to help them through some things, and vice versa. They help you. You know, I had some old heads in my chairs, and they tell me a lot of things, you know, wisdom that I soak in. So, I mean, it's relationships, you know. I mean, you just grow with these people.
That's actually a great point that you mentioned, because, you know, sometimes y'all ain't having a good day.
Right.
Exactly.
You got to come in, be on your feet all day, cut, and people want to talk your head off sometimes when you're not really ready for that or in the mood for that. How do you work through that? Like, Reggie, how would you work through that?
I try to make sure that I don't go into work with too much heaviness. If I and I know I can't shake it, then I can't serve at my full potential, and I might just not be able to make it into work that day. But when I'm there, it's a show. I have to show up to serve and give them what they want.
Exactly.
It can be difficult. Sometimes you got to step away to the side, or you just share it, you know, a little bit with them. Like they said, we built relationships. Most of the people I cut frequently or been cutting for a while.
Right.
If they're new, if they're a new customer, we'll get we'll learn a few things about each other, find some common ground, and we'll start developing a relationship there. And our personalities have to match, or we have to see some things the same to, you know, make sure we have a long-lasting relationship. But once that's established, man, they can read you and know if you're not having a great day, and they will pray with you or tell you, I'm gonna pray for you, or, you know, give you scriptures, or a lot of times they end up giving us the same advice we gave them, you know, early in the year. Like, hey, man, just stay strong, man. Look, I'm here for you. Need anything, I'll call you. What can I do for you, or whatever? You know, we got some amazing people that sit in our chair.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
I love this.
Good, y'all. This is good. This is gonna warrant a part 2 for sure.
Yeah, I know. Look, I know this is so good. We gonna bring this full circle. That's what we gonna do today. And I, I've gotten so much out of this. Like Vicky said in the beginning of the show that we don't. I know y'all said girls come in there, but I think when I was younger and I would go in there and it would just be like everybody would just stop and look, and I just never wanted to go back. And so I it started, and I just don't go back in the barbershop. So not that I have a reason to go, but still, that kind of stopped me from even wanting to go. So it's good to know that women can go in there now, because when I was younger, they didn't go in there. That was like the no girl zone. But I'm learning so much, and I love the fact of the level of camaraderie, the family, the relationship that it brings, and that guys sometimes have a difficult time going to talk to a therapist, but to know that there is an active ear that's willing to listen and give them sound advice. I mean, Reggie's talking about the scripture. Mr. Tony's talking about, just sometimes you just got to listen. You don't know what the answers are, but sometimes people need that. And even down to Big Kev saying that, hey, we helped this guy make the right decision that could have cost him his life. Yeah. And those things right there, it's like, I mean, to be honest, if I might say it, Vicky, I think you guys are essential workers as well.
Definitely. Definitely.
And I think that, and we like to thank all of your customers and everybody that, you have impacted, just to kind of give you that reminder, even when you got back, it's like, to hear you, Reggie say that, well, it's just a haircut. But then to turn around and you say, well, y'all don't get mad with me, but I had to kind of look at it from that perspective. But then you turned around and was like, it meant so much more to people. And, you kind of balance that thing out. And just to hear the different point of views and the perspectives has really given me a different light on barbershops and and I know the safety issues, just watching the news. And I'm like, they're going to open up. And I mean, even now, you got the gloves on, you're checking temperatures, but yet that's still that unknown. And so, we're praying for you guys, definitely that for your safety and because it's going to be it's still challenging times right now, very uncertain times. So, and today for our full circle, this is our final question of the evening. And it sounds like, you guys have different ways and different avenues that you guys got into barbering and doing eyebrows and all those kind of things and doing the sew-in and the, what was it called again? I forgot.
The lace front, the Beijing.
The Beijing. I got to write that down. Because then I'm like, oh, you got the Beijing. Okay, so I probably don't need to say that, right? But look, wait, what's the white thing that be on the side? Is that supposed to be there? You know how that the white?
No. That off good. They ain't rinsed that out. That's from the fresh cut.
Okay. Gotcha. So if it's edged up good and they got sores going all around, is that a bad cut too?
Clippers too sharp.
Yeah, the clippers too sharp.
I just want to check in because I'm like, oh, you look nice, and then you see it. Okay, all right. So our full circle for tonight is in 60 seconds. Please share your thoughts or words of encouragement for any aspiring barber, whether it be young or old. We're going to start tonight with Reggie.
All right, words of encouragement. This is going to be a beautiful industry if you really put your all into it. Find a number one that you can be a strong number two for. Find some good leaders. Like when I jumped in, I already knew Kev. I knew Tony would be a great mentor. I had other good mentors that's been through some things, have seen a lot of different things. Make sure you find a good mentor in this industry and be a strong number two, because one day you're going to be a number one and you're going to have a strong number two to make sure that your vision becomes and what you thought it would be and should be. Another thing I would say is create time for your loved ones and your family members, your wives, your boyfriends, or whatever they might be. It's the same way you would do for your customers. Don't get in that barbershop and spend 13 to 15 hours a day cutting hair and don't have any time for your loved ones. Put them on your schedule just like you will your customers, and everything should be worked out for you.
That's awesome. Thank you, Rick. I like that.
I like that. The 1 and the 2. We need to get the 3. This 1, 2, 1, 2. I like that. Thank you so much, Mr. Reggie, for sharing. Let's see. Now let's go to Mr. Tony.
Well, I would say definitely continue to educate yourself in the barber industry. In these times that we're in, we have to get creative and stay motivated. Don't give up, because I see a lot of barbers, they pretty much they letting it go, and I guess because it's the fear and so much going on. But you definitely have to get creative, and one of the main things, like Reggie was saying, you give back, give back, and try to help others. Try to be the light for for a lot of people, because there's a lot of people out here that need mentors. I mean, customers, barbers. I was just so appreciative of what we did tonight. I think it was a great thing.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Tony. Thank you for sharing those words. Y'all don't give up now. Don't let go of your dream. That's your dream. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, Mr. Kevin.
Okay. Couple things. To the aspiring barber, know this is what you want to do. And I tell every young barber that get into this industry, once you start making some money, always pay yourself. Take a certain percentage out of everything you make, every dollar you make a day, to put up. Because if you do it now, if we experience COVID again, you will be in a good position, because you're not touching every dime that you make. Which this should have been the first part. Tithe. Always tithe, and you will always have money. Number 3, don't shop hop. Get somewhere and get rooted and build your clientele. Because if you're not rooted, you can't grow. You keep shop hopping. They're going to say, oh, I thought you was over here. Well, now you're over here. Get somewhere and get rooted. Just like Reggie and Tony said, be a strong number 2. Listen, it doesn't matter if you're the captain of the ship. You on the ship. You on the ship. So that's my words to any uprising barber, to always put some money up. Tithe first, put some money up, and get rooted.
Awesome.
Praise God. I like that. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones.
You're welcome.
I gotta call you Mr. Jones. I can't call you Big Kev off of those strong.
That right there, that was deep right there.
I got quiet. We all got quiet. Yeah, 3 points. Okay.
Well, pass the plate. That is the go.
Look, when you're touching that, Cash App, Venmo, Givelify. That's what. So, all right, Miss Vicky, what are your last closing remarks for us tonight?
I just wanted to thank the guys for joining us tonight. A true blessing that when I reached out and asked each one of y'all, would y'all participate on our Gravity Talks without hesitation? No doubt. I got you. Yeah. Put me on. That's what's up. Send me the details. And I mean, it was just seamless. And I truly appreciate that, because anything about the show, we're going to go in and want to talk about some things, and, some things that you may want to share, maybe that you didn't want to share, but you all shared tonight. And it was definitely an integrated, interactive conversation. Y'all didn't hold no punches. We laughed, we talked, and we even had almost shed a tear on some of the things that you all shared. And I appreciate y'all being transparent, especially as Black men. As we continue to destigmatize mental health, it's a blessing that we have Black kings sharing their thoughts about mental health, and that it's okay not to be okay. And you all were transparent and sharing how sometimes you all weren't okay, especially going through the whole pandemic situation. But then you got through that. You all leaned on each other, supported each other, came up with other business ideas, other business ventures. And it just gives everybody hope, you know what I'm saying? And just kind of keeps everybody encouraged. So as Natasha mentioned, y'all are essential workers. Thank y'all for being on the front line, because y'all come just as close as dentists and doctors come to a lot of their patients. And every day you put your life on the line to make sure that somebody else looks good and feels good. So again, my hat off to you guys. Thank you so much for doing all that you do, not just for the men in our community, but for the children and the women in the community. So thank you guys very much.
Yeah, definitely.
You're welcome.
We want to say thank you. I had fun tonight. I might come, Kev, I might come let you do my eyebrows. I don't know yet.
Let's do it.
It wants you to cut the nose. I might have to, because I had a bad experience at the girl place to do the eyebrows. So I might have to try y'all out because I've been scared ever since. I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened, but anyway, it's a long story. But a very long story. I have not been back. But definitely one thing that I got tonight is that, and I'll say this, it's not just a haircut.
Right.
But it's community, it's camaraderie, it's family. It's a sense of being able to be free and just release. And, I pray that anyone that's watching right now, hit your barber up, just tell them I appreciate you, and I'm sure that you all have. I've even heard people say, well, I just sent my barber some money because I know we out, just looking out. Right. And I realized, that you guys mean so much more to the community and to people. And so, we're glad you're back, but we want you to be safe. And, you guys have given us some strong nuggets tonight just for life in general, even if you're not a barber or not even aspiring to be a barber, but tithing, putting money up, and even Mr. Tony, make sure it's something you want to do. And just before you even get started, don't just do it because you see somebody else doing it, but make sure it's something you want to do. And then I think his name Reggie said, it's like, don't worry about being number one. Be a good number two. And then that way you can really learn what it's like to be number one and understand what it's like to walk in the shoes of that number one. So thank you guys so much. We truly enjoyed you guys for hanging out with us. And if by chance America's watching and listening right now, so by chance we've already decided that we're going to do a part 2. Would it be difficult to get in contact with you guys to return for Barbershop Part 2?
All y'all's numbers. I got all y'all's numbers.
I'll be more than happy.
That's
okay.
right.
Okay. All right. Reggie, you got to say
give me a call.
Hey, you picked the right day. Y'all did wonderful communicating with us and getting us the information. So I'm here for you.
All right. Now, Reggie, next time you're going to have to play the bass. So you got to practice. You got to practice. So, okay, great, guys. Well, listen, guys, we thank you all. Thank everyone for viewing. And also, just to let you know, FYI, on next Monday night at 7 p.m., we are doing mental health and the promoting entertainment pandemic. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's been like with the adjustments for different artists and performers and how they've had to make those adjustments. So we're going to have a little fun next week, but we definitely had an awesome time tonight. So following the show, we're going to do a quick, brief after talk, which is going to be a few minutes just kind of going over what we thought about the show. You guys can definitely tune in. But again, thanks everybody for participating tonight. You know what? We're going to support you guys. What's the name of your barbershop, Mr. Kevin? What's the name of your barbershop?
I'm at Wooten's Barbershop. It's in Wendell, North Carolina.
Shout out to Wooten's Barbershop. All right,
Wooten's and Mr. Wayne, and also Kev, Big Kev. Congratulations to you and Barbara getting married.
Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, Mr. Tony, give a shout out to your barbershop, please, sir.
Pro Barber Mobile Studios, 8450 Falls of News. It's in North Raleigh, off of 540.
All right. And Mr. Reggie, come on, hit us, get that shout out.
And it's the Barbershop in Raleigh, North Carolina on New Bern Avenue. And we have our second location coming in Wake Forest real soon. Stay tuned.
All right.
Real quick, I wanted to ask Reggie this before. Explain to us the Barbershop. What's the point of that?
We have a bar in the barbershop. So it's set up with a bar theme, yeah.
That's why they had that whole.
That's why he got gapped up.
No, that was before I opened up my own. That happened years ago.
We don't have proof of that. We do know.
That's up. I like that.
You heard it. You want to go to the bar and then get a bashop. haircut at the same time. Go hit them up out there on
New Bern app.
Yep. Hit them up on New Bern, but definitely Kev's got you for the eyebrow. So
and Tony got you for the toupee, the quick weave.
Tony making all the money.
Done it. $400 and it's done. It's all yours. So definitely, guys, thank you so much. Y'all have an awesome evening, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a great one.
All right, thank you.